Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the December 23rd Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with a serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. We'll begin with a little time for myself. I'll just take a minute to look this over. The question of the day is, how does placing principles above personalities help me to keep it simple? The reading refers to Tradition 12. And that is, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles above personalities. So the reading talks about applying Tradition 12 when we don't feel the need to be right, we don't feel a desire for recognition, and we don't crave for people to accept us. We don't worry that we're not good enough, and we don't fear that we're not doing well enough or doing enough, period. When we focus on the principles, it's more about a solution rather than the details of what is bothering us. So today's reminder talks about how Tradition 12 helps us navigate challenges. And we focus on the principle rather than the details of the personalities. That's what this is likening it to. Details equals personalities, principles equals solutions. The quote is from Discovering Choices, Recovery in Relationships. And it's saying when we put principles above personalities, all our relationships improve, every single one of them. So how does placing principles above personalities help me to keep it simple? In the most simple and profound way, placing principles above personalities keeps everything much more manageable, much more simple for me personally. When I take the specific personality detail out of the equation and I look at the bigger picture, like the whole human being, like the soul of that human being, the fact that we're all equal, the fact that we're all doing our best, the fact that I don't know everything that this person who might be driving me crazy has been through, what made them who they are. When I take all that out of the way and I just kind of accept the situation as it is and look for a way to make it better, that usually has a much better outcome than when I let little personality traits or details bother me, because especially if I'm tired or hungry or somehow some other otherwise needing something that I don't feel like I'm getting, but it could be sleeper food. I think those are the top ones. Uh, I can let little things bother me. And then when I'm not tired or I'm not hungry or I'm not feeling, overwhelmed in some way, then I can see the situation much different. And I see the much bigger picture and how, tomorrow and a week and a month and a year, like whatever was bothering me is going to mean absolutely nothing. But how I treat that person will have an impact on me, and having a peaceful solution to whatever the situation is and moving on will have a much better outcome for me personally. So I think that's my answer to this question. How about you? How does placing principles above personalities help you to keep it simple? Moving on. It'll just take me a minute to look this page over. Okay. So this reading is about a person who started attending Al-Anon to support a friend who attended Al-Anon, and realized over time that they were they were a child of alcoholic parents. So it references the third tradition, which says the only requirement for membership is that there be a problem of alcoholism in a relative or a friend. That's amazing. So this person is grateful that they were given the time that they needed to come to that awareness on their own. And there is no quote today, because I guess the page itself is so long. But today's reminder talks about the Al-Anon 12 steps and 12 traditions. It quotes the book by saying, paraphrasing, it says newcomers should not be rejected. It is not for us to choose whether someone meets the requirements for membership. We decide for ourselves, and therefore it's important for us to extend the welcome to others. And as I've said before, it's not a secret. I came to Al-Anon because my son was having substance abuse problems. It wasn't really alcohol. He was drinking, but so I guess in a way, but my biggest concern at the time was substances. And in my mind, alcohol is a substance, so it counts. And then in my Al-Anon work, I realized that my mother was an adult child. So that was also very healing because it made so many different things make sense, because she did her best parenting me, but she was an adult child and she was abused and she did not have Al-Anon, and people didn't, in her life, people didn't talk about that. There was no therapy, there was nothing, no support. So it's amazing how true this reading has been in my life. All right, we'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.